What's up, everyone? Millionaire Move Show. Terence Crawford stripped of his belts. This video title, I'm just waking up today and finding out about this stuff. Let's check it out.
Terence Crawford has now been relieved as of yesterday of his International Boxing Federation title, better known as the IBF.
By now, you're probably aware that Terence Crawford has been stripped of the IBF Welterweight World Championship belt, which means he's no longer the undisputed champion. Jaron Ennis, former IBF...
Okay, everybody knows Terence Crawford is the undisputed champion. This is all about money. What happened? When did it start? All these alphabet soup titles, trinkets, whatever you want to call them. I'm sure back in the day, in the 50s, there was just one title. Like, that's what's cool about MMA. You got one title for the most part. You got one title, one heavyweight champion, whatever, one middleweight champion. Let's continue with this real quick. Good for Ennis, but still, everybody knows Terence Crawford is the man, and this title's worthless. It's just another name for a title. We all know he's undisputed. Well, it's not worthless because that's why they're doing it. It's about money.
Former IBF interim champion now holds the IBF welterweight championship belt.
That Terence Bud Crawford has been stripped of his IBF title, and that Boots Ennis is now full-time IBF champion.
Many argue that Crawford should have done what boxing greats have done all these years, defended his belt.
I don't want Terence Crawford stripped. I want Terence Crawford doing what the great fighters have been doing forever.
So why was Crawford stripped of his IBF belt? Did he respond to Jaron Boots Ennis being awarded the IBF championship title? And how does this news affect the welterweight division? Stick around and watch as we take...
I don't know the specifics. I'm just getting this all right now. But I'll tell you what, Terence Crawford is, regardless, he's the man in that weight class. Everyone knows. Everyone watched what he did to Spence. Some people are still in denial about it and making claims that he was on some type of peds or something, which is ridiculous and outrageous. I didn't hear them say that in the past when he beat down, other fighters. It's in almost the same fashion. Of course, they weren't as good as Spence, but I'll tell you what, we made the point on this channel already about, Gamboa, what he did to him. Anyway, let's continue. Terence Crawford's the man still.
A look at all the details in today's video.
I gotta bring it more
Terence
hyper.
Crawford, the former undisputed welterweight world champion, being stripped of his IBF welterweight title, has sent shockwaves throughout the boxing world. This decision came after Crawford refused to defend his title against Jaron.
By the way, people driving their cars and talking about boxing, I think I did that over 10 years ago on this channel. You can go back and check it out. I was a pioneer. I was on YouTube in 2006 doing this stuff. Anyway, let's continue.
Boots Ennis. Crawford no longer features at the top of the IBF rankings. Instead, Jaron Ennis, the former IBF interim champion, has been declared as the new champion and features at the top of the list.
Terence Crawford has now been relieved as of yesterday of his International Boxing Federation title, better known as the IBF.
Wait a minute. See this AI? The AI, they just grab the same clip over and over and they repeat it. They drop and drag it into this program and it spits out the same thing. Whatever. They stripped him and we're so into this video by minutes already and I still don't even know why exactly. He didn't want to fight this dude. He wants to sit on his titles, wait for his next match, so they stripped him of one. Again, there should only be one title per division. It's so stupid, but it's all about money, sanctioning fees, all these shady types get in the ring with their belt. They gotta pay, the fighter gotta pay to have that title, and then they get a gift. There should only be one title. It's so stupid, and we as boxing fans have allowed this to go on, and boxing is just destroying itself. It's always been shady, but it's worse than ever, especially now because you got different you got like a DAZN fighter not fighting at the time, a Showtime fighter. It takes forever to get the best in the ring in their prime when they're like 28, 29 and undefeated. You gotta wait till they're almost in their mid-30s. Crawford versus Spence, Pacquiao, Floyd. Let's keep going.
Now, in case you're wondering whether Crawford is still the welterweight champion, well, indeed he is. Crawford still owns the WBC, WBA, and WBO belts, but Jaron Boots Ennis is now the IBF title holder after he was elevated from interim champion. However, Bud Crawford loses the undisputed champion title because he no longer owns the IBF.
Do you think the average person cares about this? Like, yo, for real, the average person, when they watch boxing mainstream, they might have heard of Bud Crawford because of what he did to Spence, but the average person, they don't care. They don't care. Nobody knows how many IBF, WBO, WBC. Nobody knows. This is ridiculous. This is one of the reasons why I got so frustrated with boxing to begin with. It's all over the place. Like, nobody cares. They just want to know, oh, a champion is fighting, a real champion who's Crawford, and he's fighting. This other guy got a free title, whatever. Come on. He may be talented. They gave it to him, but he didn't beat Crawford. He didn't beat the man, so to speak. Listen, Crawford is the man. He is the undisputed champion to real boxing heads. They know what's up. But the average person, again, doesn't give a damn about these titles. They're a money-making scheme, in my opinion. They're a money-making con. It's a grift. These people come up with, oh, let's start a belt. Hey, at this point, why don't big YouTubers put their money together? Maybe I'll get 5 to 10% of this. Well, I'm technically a big YouTuber, I guess, on another channel or other channels. But why don't everyone put their money together and invest in a champion belt, a championship? It's started. We'll give a watch to the fighter. We'll get a whole sanctioning body going. It's so ridiculous. We'll get a title going. We'll get a title. That's how it happens. Anyway, let's continue. It's shady.
Belt. Boxing's 4 recognized sanctioning bodies, WBC, WBA, IBF, and
annoying.
WBO, govern world titles across 17 weight classes. When a fighter holds more than one title in a weight class, such as Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, or heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, among others, there's a rotation system to decide which mandatory defense is due next. There are also optional defenses that the 4 sanctioning bodies allow.
Again, this is all a money-making scheme. You have people behind the boxing scenes that are, it's just like a monopoly with the titles. It's so stupid. It's really sickening. Nobody cares. I don't care. We all know Bud is the man. Crawford won straight up. And let me just fast forward in this video real quick to see what these clips are saying, and we'll see what's really. It's hard to gauge what's really going on a lot of the times because you got these AI videos that are running a lot of YouTube niches right now, and you really don't know what's going on until you get a human because the AI tends to talk in circles because our favorite program, OpenAI sources writing the script and the AI voices match to it, and it spits out talking circles, and a lot of stuff is inaccurate half the time. Let's continue.
Terence Bud Crawford has been stripped of his IBF title, and Jaron Boots Ennis is now the IBF champion.
Somehow, Spence has made only one IBF mandatory defense, a first-round KO of fringe contender.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there. I just hate all the politics, all the bureaucracy that seems to govern boxing in these titles. It's so stupid. It's just all over the place. I can't even keep up. We know Terence Crawford's the man. We know someone else got a free title. Remember back in the day, if you know your boxing history, Riddick Bowe literally ducked. Riddick Bowe, he straight up, him and his manager Rock Newman, ducked Lennox Lewis. They had the titles, and I forget which one. It might have been the WBC. They literally threw it in the garbage and sidestepped fighting Bowe. Bowe sidestepped fighting Lennox Lewis. He threw the title in the garbage. Bad move. He should have fought Lewis. He probably would have got beaten because you saw what Galata did, even though he went low twice to Lewis. And he knew Lewis. That's the one thing, man. I was born in Brooklyn. That's messed up. That's the one thing I didn't like about Bowe. He ducked Lewis straight up. And anyone says he didn't, he did. He ducked him, and they had a press conference where he took a trash can. Took the trash can and dumped the WBC. I believe it was, if I'm wrong, you can look it up on YouTube. He's dumping a title in the garbage. I remember. He totally ducked him. It was weak. And he played us boxing fans. But anyway, he robbed us of a good fight. And he ruined his legacy. Imagine if he would have won that fight. We would be having a different conversation about Riddick Bowe's legacy. But anyway, it's your boy. I'm out. Good luck. Terence Crawford's still the man. You got to go beat him. I'm out.